Hello, welcome back to the third video in this 30 video challenge. So this time we are going to be looking at selecting columns and rows of data and basically how you do that. It's not straightforward. It's one of the trickier things that I find, remembering like the order of things. So I'll do my best to explain it to you, but it's all kind of in the notebook. I've kind of marked it up in a way that I haven't seen marked up before, to be like a dummy's guide. So let's get started. Importing the pandas, loading the data. So next thing we do is inspect the data. So get the info up, have a look at it, see what it contains. You can see it's a lot smaller than it was before. Next, I want to see statistical breakdown of the data, and in this I've rounded it to 2. Because it gets crazy for some reason. It keeps giving us lots of numbers. So that's always worth looking at. This is my kind of process. We'll do this in every video. Next up is now we can look at the data, actually like visualize it in its tabular form. And just a quick note, when you see these ... dots, that means it's kind of abbreviated it, and you get that with rows and columns. But there are functions that allow you to see the full amount. Just Google it, try it. So let's start with selecting data, selecting columns. We did this in the first video, but this is with a real data set. So we want to see the developer's names. So we do the object, so play data, and then the column we're after. Make sure you've got it in the symbols I can't remember the name of. Ones, or actually, sorry, just a column. It's not; these are not uniques. We talk about uniques in another video. If we want to select 2 of them, because maybe we only want to work with two series of data, so we can see, for a particular developer, given the game that we're looking at here, which we don't have at the moment, the rating is 4.4. So we can work with that stuff. I mean, we can always plot it. Oh, no, we can't. Why not? Oh, it was too big to plot. There we go. We don't need to plot it in this video. So next up is lock versus ilock. So this is indexing basically. And lock is used for labels, so what we were working with in our first video, and ilock is for integers, so numbers. So let's get into this trickier part. So lock is, if we want to look at so these are the labels down here, the label that says 1000, and we're wanting to look at developer name and rating. That's how we do that. So square bracket, say what row you want, then comma, then give it a list, another list saying these are the 2 columns, and then close the bracket and boom. So you've got it here as a reminder. I haven't seen it written anywhere like that before, and I found it really useful to put it in that format for myself. Okay, next is we're looking for all of the data from 0, from the first all the way to 1000. Remember, it's a label, it's not the number 1000, it's the label. It's not its position in the data frame. And we want developer name and rating again, just to keep it simple. We'll keep using the same data. There we go. So as you can see, if we scroll all the way to the top, 0, 1, 10, 100, 1000. Make sense? The label, it's not counting. So that's how you pick that. I'm trying to think of an example. So if you're looking for the color blue and you want everything before blue in a rainbow, if this was rainbow colors, that would be a way to get everything in blue. I don't know if that was useful. Next, now this is ilock stuff. So this is not labels, this is position, right? Row position. So if we want row 1000, let's see what row 1000 looks like. And all it is dot ilock bracket then a number. Okay, and it gives you, let's open this up, it gives you all of the column data for that row. So you've got the ratings, the names, the URLs, all that stuff. Next, we're going to use iLock in a slightly more sophisticated way. So we're going to look for the thousandth row, and then we're going to use iLock for columns. So each column across is a number as well. It's not just a label. So if you might be working with a data set that doesn't have column names, but you can remember what position the data you're looking for is in. So in this case, we're just reflecting what we've done before. So we're doing 7 and 30 in row 1000. So that gives us that, which I think is the same one. Where's the developer name? Ah, there we go. Yeah, definitely. Same one. Developer name. There. Here we go. See the label for this? The label for this was 100897. And we're going to do it get slightly more complex with iLock and do a range. Okay, so it's from 1000 to 32,000, and we're looking at the same two columns again. And again, it's just iLock, and then inside it it's almost like you're feeding it two lists of information. There we go. I always think when I look at this, I'm expecting something incredibly complex to come back, but it doesn't. So sorry, that wasn't a range. That was 1,000 and 32,000, not the range. Not the range. This is filtering data, and we'll do more filtering later on, but I just thought I'd introduce it at this stage. So, and the penultimate iLock that we're going to use, well, actually the final iLock, because the other one's just going to use numbers. The final iLock we're going to use is essentially it looks at the whole data frame. So what I've said is look from 10 to 1000, and from column 4 onwards, and give me back everything in those ranges where the play data rating is above 3. So instead of like these other ones, it gives us little small samples. This gives us a whole data frame back with more rows and more columns, less columns, depending on how you look at it. And yeah, you can inspect it if you need it. So that's essentially how you filter based on the position in the rows, their labels, and what columns they've got. But we'll go into filtering more at a later date. And the final row is you might not know the last row number in the data frame, so you use -1 in that case. So in this example, we're going to go play data and give me everything from 300,000 till the end. So -1 is at the end. There we go. See how fast that was? Let's see the shape in that. Let's just see. Oh. 82,000 columns. Sorry, rows. 82,000 rows. That fast. In a blink of the eye. And as you'll see, it doesn't start at 0 like if we look it up here, like you see. It starts at that label and goes all the way to the end. So that is how you use. That's how you select series, how you split it up based on iLock, so their integer position, their position in the rows, or their labels. So now you should be able to grab and chop your data up whatever way you want. And we had a little sneak peek of what filtering looks like and how you can use it with iLock. So if you found this useful, like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions or queries, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.